there's a thought that came to my head, right? Someone thought, like, I was a woman based off my avatar, right? Like, I want to say, like, a week ago or something like that, right? And they were actually hitting me up in my Discord DMs, and they thought I was a woman, but they never actually watched my stream. They just, like, they thought I was a woman based off my avatar. Like, I can understand that confusion, but I don't know. I'm both masculine and feminine, right? Have you ever noticed how often that for a dude trying to grow as a VTuber, the advice is just use a girl model?
Says, you're flatter than a fucking highway, though.
Yeah, but like, I want to actually talk about something that's been on my mind, like, for a hot minute, honestly. Like, and this is no stab at anyone or nothing and shit like that, right? But it kind of comes from a place from concern. There's this growing trend in VTubers, right? For guys, oh, just use a girl model, just use a female model, right? And I'm gonna be real, I feel bad about that circumstance. Not because using a female avatar for a VTubing is wrong, far from it, but because what it can mean for some people. Now, before anyone clips this off context, right? I'm not attacking like women VTubers or some shit like that. I'm not saying feminine models are bad. Like, I mean, my new model is gonna be like a mixture of masculine and femininity because that's my personality, right? Like, I was raised by women, and I didn't have like I didn't have like a male figure in my life until like the age of fucking 12, and that was my dad, who was a Marine. So I have both and balance of that. I'm not saying guys can't play as a girl character. I mean, I use like my OC Layla in like games, right? But some people genuinely like that aesthetic. Some people like exploring identity. Some people are just having fun with character designs, and that's valid and that's fine. That's not what I have any issue with, right? There's this specific feeling of I want to show up as me, but I'm convinced me won't be accepted unless I look like somebody else. And I feel like majority of people are into VTubing, especially guys, be a female VTuber.
Greycoat says, I only have a problem with it when their personality is located in their tits.
Yeah, like, because when a man says, I'm thinking about using a female model
Greycoat
because
says,
it's the
like
only
me.
way to get traction, what I hear underneath is, I don't think I'm allowed to be myself and still be valued. And that is bullshit, right? That hits me hard, because the model isn't just a model, it becomes a mask, an extension of yourself. Not a creative mask like a character you love playing as, but as a survival mask, as this is what works, so I guess this is what I am mask. I know a handful of people that are male, that are men, right? But they have to pretend to be a fucking woman to get anywhere as a male VTuber, which I think is fucking stupid. I think it's wrong. Not saying what they're doing is wrong, but I think like the circumstances fucked up. Be yourself fully. Now, here's why I feel bad. It creates this quiet kind of identity erosion. You start flirting your voice and personality to match the audience expectations, right? You second guess being masculine, direct, goofy, intense, nerdy, whenever your natural vibe is, because you worry about it. It doesn't fit your brand. You're trying to be something that you're not. You feel pressure to be cute or soft or girly, even if it's not you. And if you don't act like that way, right? You know, being cute, soft, whatever the fuck, people get weird. You know, why being so aggressive? Men trying to be like women VTubers and shit like that, right? I've seen examples of like chat in some people's chats being like, why are you being so aggressive? Or that doesn't match your model. They're a human being, not a product label. And I feel like some people don't understand behind that model is a goddamn fucking person. You're living in a performance that wasn't your dream.
Greycoat says, idol culture.
In a way, yeah, idol culture. And in a way, you're compromising yourself. And I believe there's a popularity pressure when it comes to VTubing, especially because of VTubing. Because it boomed after COVID, right? And everyone wants to do it, including me. Granted, I've been around it for like a long fucking time, right? With using the eye and like being around like actual VTubers because of my convention job. But I know a lot of guys feel the industry and the audience rewards femininity more easily. Not always, not everywhere, but often enough that people notice the patterns. And some people kind of hink like either a Twitch game of pretend to be a woman and all that and shit like that as, you know, as a female VTuber, but they're a guy. Or, you know, maybe some people are uncomfortable being a male and just want to portray themselves as a woman, right? Like, I know some people that are like that, right? And I feel bad for them, but on the extreme cases, they feel like they cannot be a man, so they have to be something more appealing to actually get attention, love, and affection. Because I'm gonna say this right now, majority of fucking men are fucking attention starved, affection starved, love starved, because men have been treated like fucking shit, right? Mental health for men is utterly garbage, and I hate it. And I don't blame anyone noticing the pattern in VTubing. If you're trying to grow, and you're going to look at what gets you clicks, what gets you rates, and what gets you fan art, and what gets you sponsorship, and what gets you attention. But the sad part is, what it becomes is I want to be seen, and I have to stop looking like myself. That's not creativity. That is personal identity surrender. I've been pathetic on both sides. Now, I'm gonna get canceled. Anyways, let's say this too. I feel bad for women VTubers as well, because a lot of them get reduced to the thing that sells. They get objectified, boxed in to be cute, be flirty, be authentic, like their talent is secondary. So it's not a man versus women, it's a cultural problem within VTubing, and people get treated like templates instead of creators. And unfortunately, some people want that because unfortunately that works. And the more I speak out against it, the more I feel like I'm gonna be canceled by someone higher than me. But I don't give a fuck. The real issue, as I find, is authenticity versus strategy. There's a difference between them. I'm using a female model because I love that character and that's how I want to express myself. And I'm using a female model because I'm scared of a male model won't succeed. One is self-expression, one is self-erase. If you're in that second category, I'm not judging you. I get it. You know, low self-esteem. I understand. I'm a man too. I live with that shit for ages. And it takes a lot of years of confidence to speak on stream fully in front of people. I get it. But I want you to realize something. What you're paying for growth is a piece of your identity. I think masculinity deserves a place in VTubing that isn't treated like a niche, a gimmick, or a disadvantage. I feel people reward more authenticity because of AI, because of fake shit, or manufactured personalities being something that they're not, or being something that is more antiquated for its success, but they're not being themselves fully. You should be a dude, you should be a guy on camera, voice, energy, humor, intensity, whatever, and not feel like you need permission. No one needs permission to exist or be themselves. I do not care. You don't need permission to not be yourself. You can be yourself. You should be yourself. You should be the loudest person in the fucking room with your voice. Express yourself. Or begin that trend to express yourself. And honestly, some of the most memorable creators are the ones who feel like a person, not a trend. If you're a man deciding your model right now, here's what I have to ask you. Are you choosing this model because it's you, or because that's what works? If you get 0 views in 3 months, will you still be enjoying that character that you are with that model? Does that model empower you or hide you? These are questions you have to ask yourself. If it empowers you, do it proudly. If it hides you, give pause. Because you might be trading long-term peace for short-term attention. And that's not okay for you, for your mental health. Male mental health is shit already. Why the fuck would you want to make it worse for yourself? Here's where I'm at. To my viewers, if you like someone's content, support them as they are. Don't punish creators for not matching the approved aesthetics, right? Let men be men. Let women be women. Let people be weird. Let people be wild. Let people create. Let people feel authentic. Let people be fucking real. Because I find the goal of VTubing, at least to me, is not becoming the most marketable version of yourself. It is becoming the most expressive version of yourself as a goal for VTubing. Becoming the most expressive version of yourself. I feel bad when I see guys who look like they're shrinking themselves just to fit in through just natural things in life, social pressures, social anxiety, the pressure of performance or overperform, because I feel like if men don't overperform, they're tossed to the wayside. They're seen as useless. If you're a man, if that's you, you're not weak. You're not wrong. You're navigating a system that rewards certain packaging, okay? When it comes to VTubing, or when it comes to real life, honestly. But I hope you find a way to grow without disappearing, without shrinking yourself, without sacrificing your own inner peace and grace. Because I haven't. It's hard being a male VTuber. I get that. I understand that wholeheartedly. I completely get it. I want to speak from experience because I'm living through it right now as a male VTuber, and I have worked with people who are male VTubers and female VTubers and shit like that because of my convention job. I'm gonna say something that a lot of people think, but don't always say out loud. Being a male VTuber is hard. Extra hard sometimes. Sometimes oppressive. Not that because men are oppressed in like VTubing or something like that. It's hard because the market, the expectations, and the way the audience discovered creators. It's built around a certain look, a certain vibe, and men don't automatically fit that default. So I want to add why it's hard to be a male VTuber. And then I'm going to tell you exactly what you have to do if you want to win anyway. Now, how should I tackle this? Let's go with discovery. Why is it hard to be discovered? First problem, there's a saying in psychology called discovery bias. A lot of the algorithm audience behavior rewards cute, pretty, soft, girly, waifus, comfy streamers. Comfort streamers, I should correct myself, type of vibes because it's instantly recognizable and it's been normalized for years. Meanwhile, if you're a male model, people scroll past you faster because they don't immediately know what you are. You don't have a template. You don't have instant assumption the content is for them. You're not trying to compete with other VTubers. You're competing with people's habits, built-in biases. But you're competing with like people's habits. Why it's hard when it comes to audience expectations. I will argue the second problem is expectations are weird. If you're a guy VTuber, let me word this a little bit better. If you're a guy VTuber and you get shoved into this fucking box, you have to be a funny guy. You have to be an edgy guy. You have to be a deep voice or be the wholesome big bro. If you are not any of those things, people don't know where to place you. So they don't latch on as easy. A lot of, I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna say this instead. A lot of female VTubers just show up and be cute and consistent, and that works. That is a simple formula. As a guy, you usually have to be distinct faster. And the reason why I find it hard is that the community culture. The first problem is collaboration and networking are extremely tough. I struggle with it, honestly, truthfully. I struggle with it immensely. Intrusive thoughts. Got it. Understood. Play only. So let's be honest. Being a male VTuber is like showing...
says, as a man myself, I'm proud to be one of the most feminine women I know. Being a woman makes it so easy to be masculine.
Let's be honest. Being a male VTuber is like showing up to a costume party where everyone else already agrees on the theme. And you're not the only one who didn't get the group chat invite. And before someone gets emotional, no, I am not saying women VTubers make it easy. Everyone grinds, everyone bleeds for their craft. I'm saying the default VTuber package is the internet is trained to click on, usually it isn't us. If you're a dude, if you're a male VTuber and you feel like you've been shadow banned by reality, hey, well, welcome to the social arena. Here's the first problem, the scroll test. Most people don't discover creators with logic. They discover them with reflex. They see a cute, nice anime girl, bright colors, comfy vibes, and their brain goes, ah, yes, familiar, save, click. Then they see a male model, and their brain goes, who's this? What is this? Do I care? Who the fuck cares?
Says, ah, yes, the dowsing rod.
And they scroll like you try to hand them a flyer at the mall. That doesn't make you worse. It means you have less time to prove you're worth attention. Men are not allowed to be mid. Female VTubers can sometimes grow with the, again, like we said earlier, cute and consistent. A dude VTuber, if you're fine, you're just fucking cook, honestly. You need a reason to exist. You need a line, a hook, a vibe, this guy is him factor. Because if you're just anime guy in a hoodie, number 3,895, you're not competing, you're auditioning for a background character. And I believe there's a thing called personality tax. As a male VTuber, the model doesn't carry you. You carry the model. People aren't showing up just to look at you. They're showing up because of your voice, your presence, your jokes, your takes, energy, and skill. So, if you don't hit within the first 30 seconds, they're gone. You're ghosted. You don't matter. And you know what's the most brutal part about it? They don't even hate you. They'll just forget you exist. You get forced into this box. I feel as a male VTuber model, you're forced into a box. If you're a male VTuber, the internet tries to sort you like training cards. I like that analogy a lot. I often say this to my VTuber friends a fair bit. Are you a funny guy? Are you a chill big bro? Are you an edgy gremlin? Do you have a deep voice for women to be intoxicated with? Are you a little monster? These archetypes for VTubers, male ones. And if you don't fit in one instantly, people act confused, like your existence is a UI bug. So you either define yourself or you get defined by the comment sections of people trying to think they know what's better for you or what they think of you, not even talk to you as a person. You're objectified. Just one thing I can add as well, it's a little bit more spicy. I do find networking as a male VTuber, I find networking is political. Collabs and networking can feel weird. It still feels weird to me, honestly. It really does. Not because people are bad, because the internet is now cautious. More than ever. As a dude, as a guy, if you can be read wrong fast. So if you're trying to collab, you can't be sloppy. You have to be clean, clear, professional, and not parasocial. Because trust and integrity is a currency. And unfortunately, you're in the negative since you started as a VTuber. It's this climb up a mountain, you don't know when it's going to end. And dudes can get extra fees just for existing. Now, to skip the fucking foreplay here, if you're a male VTuber and you want to grow, let me give you some advice that I've learned from the industry. Stop trying to be liked. Be distinct. Don't chase relatability. Relatability is crowded. Be the guy people can describe with one sentence. For me, he's a horror therapist VTuber who breaks down fear like a scientist. That's why I have people saying to me, or to explain who I am. If you cannot describe yourself, they cannot share you. Your motto needs icon energy, not handsome energy, not sexual energy, okay? Like, I understand there's some gooners on both sides of the aisles and in between, right? But if you're selling based off of sex, that can have a limited run. Handsome is generic. Iconic is more rememberable. You need one signature value that makes people go, oh, it's that guy. Examples, some type of something that makes you you. Something signature, something that is from you. For me, right, I want my VTuber model, my new one, to be more gothic. A color palette that is mine. Not an anime boy, a brand. And I feel like your first 60 seconds, with someone viewing your stream must be, I feel some people kind of start their streams with like, hey guys, so today we're going to, listen, come here, come close. Come close. I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm not gonna hurt you. You're not a loading screen. You need a repeatable opener. Like, all right, chat, so we're gonna do something stupid today, or here's the mission. We're gonna beat this without losing our sanity. Hi there.
Greycoat says, I'm being called out.
When it comes to things like that, you have to hit them with a reason to stay. One advice I can definitely give you is don't compete on cute. Compete on value. If you're trying to out-waifu the waifus, you will lose instantly and you'll hate yourself for it. Okay? Win them with comedy, skill, analysis, storytelling, emotional truth and growth, community leadership, tastes like music, aesthetics, editing, or whatever your edge is. Give people something they cannot get from the 50th or 500 comfy streamers. And I fail on this one a little bit, but clips are your discoverability. Clips are your marketing. Clips are proof of your life. And unfortunately, I don't clip that much, honestly. But I really need to. I find in some way your clips need to be a payload of hot takes, a breakdown, a punchline, a freak moment, a story, a win, or a feeling that's funny. Not dead air, not you had to be there. You have, it must be shareable. What I've been trying to do is I pick a niche and become unavoidable. Many male VTubers pop when they pick their own lane. Horror specialists, JRPG therapists, speedrun a gremlin. Those are kind of the sayings that I've been trying to do. I also want to like produce music. Pick one and go all in. What makes you you? Be the name people bring up when that niche is mentioned. Be consistent when it's not rewarding. That is the part nobody wants to hear. I'm sorry, get over it. At the start, the internet doesn't clap for your efforts. It claps for your results. So your job is to show up anyway, improve anyway, post anyway, until your growth has no choice but to happen. Being a male VTuber is hard because you're not the default choice. You don't get free curiosity. You do not get instant you get hard mode. Hard mode creates monsters. Hard mode creates legends. Hard mode creates creators who aren't disposable. One thing I stopped doing is stop begging the algorithm to love you. Build your identity. Build your lane. Build your proof. And if they still don't click, good, fuck them. They weren't your people to begin with. That's where I'm at when it comes to male VTubing. Yippee! Anyways, game. My controller's dead. Hold on. Oh my lord.